yard. We're just going to wet down the cutout yard. Anyone needing a shower, here's your opportunity. Camped up on the side of the cutout yard, you're a fair chance to get wet, I suspect. Maybe not, maybe not. Usually depends whether the water truck driver's got a sense of humour or not. Take this opportunity just to thank some of our event partners as well here this weekend. Just to run through a few names quickly, a big thank you to Outstation Water, to Henry Earthmoving, to Power Energy, to the Dulverton Angus Stud, Pumps and Solar, Cree Santa Gertruda Stud, Roma Wire and Steel, Herefords Australia, Sufcon, a big thank you to Power Contracting, a big thank you to Glenelg Angus, and a big thank you to Anna Branch Santa Gertruda Stud as well. Thank you very much to those event partners that have come on board and helped us here again in the year of 2024. So it looks like our judges are set. Front gate attendants there, scorers, timekeepers, in come the new cattle. For this fill, a big thank you, of course, to Willinga Pastoral Co, supplying all of the cattle here throughout the course of the program. And a big thank you to Bradley Kamsky. Bradley's up first out in this section, lot number, draw number 201, riding a Travel Light. Bradley will be followed by Kate Hurley in 202, riding red. Kerry Wallace in 203, riding Lady Alina. Lockie Durkin will ride Durkin's Georgette in 204. 205 will be Kimberly Salmon riding Duck Down. Rob Leach will ride Peel Vale Truce in 206. And Peter O'Neill at 207, you'll ride Roy. Don't forget, for everybody that's out in the car park and elsewhere, you can tune into 99.5 FM, 99.5 FM to keep up with all the action. And also a big welcome to all our people out there in live stream land that are rejoining us back here at lot 20 at draw number 201 in the McKechnie Earthmoving Open here at Willinga Juandah for 2024. Bradley Kamsky, who we watch, riding Travel Light, 201. Right. Left and right and left and right and outside now on the course. Bradley Kamsky. Round number 2, heading for home, slides up on old Blackie. Around the back they go. We'll have a score on the board for you in just a moment. Thank you, Bradley. Hello. 22 for camp, 59.5 for horsework, and 3 for the course, for a one-round total of 84.5, 22, 59.5, and 3 for 84.5. As we move on to 202 in the draw, Kate Hurley, riding red. Kate will be followed by Carrie Wallace, riding Lady Alina, Lachlan Durkin in 204, Kimberly Salmon in 205, Rob Leach and Peel Vale Truce in 206, Peter O'Neill and Roy in 207, Shari Knutson and Indy. Please be ready, your 208. Thank you very much, Kate. Kate Hurley riding red. As the scores come in, 15 for camp, 50.5 for horsework, and 3 for the course. That's a 15, 50.5 plus 3 for 68.5. One round total for Kate Hurley and red. Carrie Wallace is who we watch right now, riding Lady Alina. They're 203 in the draw. They'll be followed by 204 and Lachlan Durkin riding Durkin's Georgette. 205 will be Kimberly Salmon riding Duck Down. 206 will be Rob Leach riding Peel Vale Truce, Peter O'Neill and Roy in 207. Shari Knutson and Indy in 208. Bryony Puddicombe and time checks. Please be ready at 209. Thank you very much, Kerry. Kerry Wallace, and the scores are coming in. 21.5 for cutout, 59.5 for horsework, and 3 for the course. 21.5, 59.5, and 3. A one-round total of 84. 84 points there for Kerry Wallace and Lady Alina. Lockie Durkin is where we go down to 204 on the draw, riding Durkin's Georgette. Kimberly in 205, Robert in 206, Peter in 207, Shari 208, Bryony 209, Ben Fogg, you'll ride Lease in 210. Thank you very much, Lockie Durkin. Boy, oh boy, if you don't look like your old man out there, I'm not here. Don't worry, my friend, that's an absolute compliment. They scored a hand for you, Lockie and Georgette. 22 for camp, 58.5 for horsework, and 3 for the course. A one-round total of 83.5. 83.5. Move down now to Kimberly Salmon in camp, riding Duck Down. Kimberly's at 2:05 in the draw. She'll be followed by Rob Leach riding Peel Vale Truce. Thank you very much, Kimberly. A cutout score there, only 15 for cutout. As we move along to our New South Wales competitor, Robert Leach, riding Peel Vale Truce. He's 2:06 in the draw. He'll be followed by 2:07, Peter O'Neill riding Roy. 2:08 will be Shari Knutson and Indy. Bryony Puddicombe and time checks in 2:09, and Ben Fogg will ride Lease in 2:10. Tamworth competitor. Outside now on the course we watch Rob Leach. Plenty of work to do on number 2, riding Bruce. There we go, thank you very much, Rob. A score to hand, 22 for cutout, 52.5 for horsework and 3 for the course. 22, 52.5 and 3 for a one-round total of 77.5. 77.5. Let's go down to the cutout yard now. We've got Peter O'Neill riding Roy. Left and right and out. Number 2:07 in the draw is who you're watching. He'll be followed by Shari Knutson in 2:08, Bryony in 2:09, Ben in 2:10, Troy Palmer, you'll ride Blue Tunes in 2:11, and Mark Buttsworth, you'll ride Stylish Abilene in 2:12. Currently watching Peter O'Neill outside on Roy, that 2:07 in the draw. Oh, I'm not sure, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together if you like what you see. Kind of felt like a big one to me. Peter O'Neill, 23, 62 and 4. 89, 89, one round points. 89 for Peter O'Neill and Roy, 23, 62 and 4. Here's a young lady who can go around a lot of us on any given day, ladies and gentlemen. Shari Knutson, riding Indy, joins us at 208 in the draw. She'll be followed by Bryony Puddicombe at 209. Ben Fogg, you'll be at 210. Troy Palmer, 211. Mark Buttsworth, 212. Cameron Webster at 213. Please be ready. Riding Paris. Thank you very much, Bryony. We have a score to hand, 22 in the camp, 57 for horsework and 3 for the course, for a run total of 82 points, 82, 22, 57 and 3 for an 82. Ben Fogg, you're up, sir, 210 in the draw. Riding Lease, you'll be followed by Troy Palmer and Blue Tunes in 211. Mark Buttsworth will ride Stylish Abilene in 212. Cameron Webster in 213. On Paris, Ben Hall in 214, riding Chisholm's Cash, and Carrie Turner, you'll be 215, riding Turner's Stud Controller. Score to hand for Ben Fogg. 21, 21, a camp score only, 21 as we go down to Troy Palmer, riding Blue Tunes. Doing plenty of work outside on the Black Bally as Troy Palmer and Blue Tunes have come around the first. Take a little opportunity to thank another half dozen of our great partners here for the event, to Scott's Haulage, to Black Box Co, Injamira Herefords, Phil Mack, ECM Livestock, and a big thank you to FB Drilling. Thank you very much, Troy. Troy and Blue Tunes. We'll have a score to hand, 22.5 in the camp, 54.5 for horsework, and 3 for the course, for a run total of 80 points, 8 and 0. 22.5, 54.5 and 3. Let's go down now to competitor number 212 here in the Open. Mark Buttsworth riding Stylish Abilene. Mark will be followed by Cameron Webster in 213, Ben Hall 214, Carrie Turner in 15, Pete Black, you'll ride out of time at 216. Around the back and through they go, Mark Buttsworth and Stylish Abilene. A score coming to hand as we speak. $22 for cutout, 60.5 for horsework, and 4 for the course, for a run total of 86.5 points, 86.5. Moving right along, Cameron Webster riding Paris. Cameron's 213 in the draw. He'll be followed by Ben Hall in 214, Carrie Turner in 15. Pete Black will be 216, and Joel Hill, you'll ride Lamb's Perception at 217. Currently watching 213 at 213. Cameron Webster riding Paris. Thank you very much, Cameron. As the score comes to hand, 22 in the yard, 62 for horsework and 4 for the course. That's a 22, 62 and 4 for a run total of 88 points. Let's go down now to Ben Hall, our Muddaborough competitor. Ben's riding Chisholm's Cash. This combination, of course, no stranger to the pay window. They join us at 214 in the draw. Following Ben will be Carrie Turner riding Turner's Stud Controller in 215. Pete Black will ride Out of Time in 216. Joel Hill in 217. Joe Payne in 218, and Morgan Marks and Dark Knight, please be ready, in 219. Outside now on the course proper is Ben Hall, riding Chisholm's Cash. Take a chance to thank some more of our sponsors. There's dozens of them. There's so many people in Queensland and Australia that want to be a part of this event. It just blows me away. Cobb Contracting, thank you very much to the Cobb family. Lynn Barnes, thank you very much, Lynn, for all your help. Rodney Industries, a big thank you to Terry Standing, a big thank you to ADG Contracting, and also to Samio's Trading Post. Thank you very much, Ben. A score to hand at 22 for cutout, 63 for horsework and 4 for the course. There's another 89 for Ben Hall, 22, 63 and 4 for 89. Young lady makes her way into the camp right now, can win any of the biggest opens in the country. Carrie Turner riding Turner's Stud Controller, 215 is her number in the draw. She'll be followed by Pete Black in 216, 17 will be Joel Hill, Joe Payne in 18, Morgan Marks in 219, Matt Hoffman in 220, you'll ride Spiderbait. Boy, oh boy, there's some big yard horses here at this show. Carrie Turner, as who we're watching Turner's Stud Controller. Hey, around the back and through we go. Well done, Carrie. We'll have a score being put together for you right now. And it reads like this: 21 for cutout, 61 for horsework and 4 for the course, at 21, 61 and 4 for 86 points. Tell you what, I remember the runoff for the cutout here last year for this. This young man you're watching right now won it. I think there was 13 horses, and it was easily the hottest cutout runoff I've ever seen. Pete Black is who you watch. He calls the Alpha District home, ladies and gentlemen. He joins us at 2:16 in the draw, and he's riding a little horse known as Out of Time. Next in will be Joel Hill at 17, Joe Payne 2:18, Morgan Marks at 2:19, Matt Hoffman at 2:20. Jason Kamsky, you'll ride Tika at 2:21. Pete Black says, thanks very much for the opportunity. A cutout score there only, unfortunately, for Blackie on this occasion. A cutout score of 21, a 2-1, 21. As 2:17 makes his way into the cutout yard, none other than Joel Hill himself riding Lamb's Perception. Currently watching number 217 in the draw.
Go!
Joel doing plenty of work around the long side of the second, and Blackie just ducked in on the wrong side of it, unfortunately. A camp score there for Joel and Lamb's Perception, 21.5, 21.5. Joe Payne is who we're watching right now. 2:18 in the draw. Joe's riding In Style. Currently watching Thank you very much.
Very well. The bush behind you there, Green.
won 9 in the draw. Morgan Marks riding Dark Knight. Thank you very much. Justin Potter, 21 for cutout. A cutout score only. Let's go to a young lady from New South Wales. Bernadette Lucas is who we're watching right now. 223 in the draw, riding Chicks Cadillac. Bernadette will then be followed by Mick Southern riding Nearbo President at 224. 225 will be John Turvey riding Hugo. Mark Hutton at 226 and Beck Hayes, you'll ride Shadak Q Baby at 227. Currently watching 223 I should say, with Bernadette Lucas in camp. Well, a little bit tough there, unfortunately, for Bernadette and Chicks Cadillac. They'll leave the cutout yard with no score. Take an opportunity to thank some of our great partners here again throughout the program. At Roma Sands, thank you very much. I suspect you've had an awful lot to do with the surface out here, Roma Sands, thank you. To Dixie Holdings, thank you very much. Cobb Industry Solutions, thank you very much once again to the Cobb family, Cobb Industry Solutions. A big thank you also to Verback, Tough Fences, Ollie Homes, Roma Concrete Products. Big thank you to the Corbett Group. A big thank you to Davey and also the LAWD, Lord. No idea if I said that correctly or not, but I promise you I tried my best. So I'll spell it and say it. L-A-W-D, Lord. Alrighty. .224 on the draw. Mick Southern is in camp, riding Nearbo President. Of course, we see that Nearbo stud prefix on plenty of horses out there nowadays. Bred by the O'Brien family, you will learn that Nearbo is just O'Brien spelled backwards. Mick Southern, 224 on the draw, rode at Nearbo President here at Juandah Plains, and you were there to watch it, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty handy too. 22 and a half in the camp, 63 for horse work and 4 for the course, 89 and a half for Mick Southern and Nearbo President. John Turvey, you're in camp at 225 in the draw, riding Hugo. Mark Hutton in 226, Beck Hayes in 227, Lucy Cunningham 228, and Carolyn McNabb, you'll ride Stylish Bardo in 229. Yep. Through the latch we go, John Turvey and Hugo. Thank you very much. 22.5 for cutout, 62 for horsework and 4 for the course. 87.5, that's an 87.5 for John Turvey and Hugo. Mark Hutton makes his way in, riding Hall's Riot. Number 226 in the draw. They'll be followed by Beck Hayes in 227, riding Shadak's Q Baby. Lucy Cunningham in 228 will ride Idle Up. Carolyn McNabb and Stylish Bardot in 229. Ben Tapp and Bill in 230. Kenny Perrett and One More Brave. Please be ready in 231. Currently watching Mark Hutton outside on Hall's Riot. Score there for Mark and Hall's Riot, 20, a cutout score only, 20, a 2-0. Moving down to 227 in the draw, Beck Hayes riding Shadak Q Baby. A big thank you once again to our major partners here throughout the course of the program, SJH Builders, the Pump House, and of course the naming rights sponsor of the Open, McKechnie Earthmoving. Thank you very much, Scott McKechnie and all the crew. It's our absolute pleasure to have you involved in the program here again in 2024. They're our major partners, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever get an opportunity to run into one of the representatives from SJH Builders, McKechnie Earth Movers, or the Pump House, throw your hand out at them and thank them for their help. Not a whole lot of joy there, unfortunately, for Beck and Q Baby. They'll leave the cutout yard with a no score. Our arena attendants slide in and get the job done. As we go down to 228 in the draw, it's Lucy Cunningham riding Idol Up. She'll be followed in 229 by Carolyn McNabb riding Stylish Bardot, and Tapp will be in 230. Ken Perrett in 231, Jay Hall in 232. Ty Blockland, you'll be in 233 riding Has Action Spider. Outside now on the course, we're watching 228 in the draw. Lucy Cunningham riding Idol Up. Not a whole lot of joy their way out the long side of the first, unfortunately for Lucy. We'll have a cutout score there for you, 16 in the camp. So we move down now to Carolyn McNabb. Carolyn's 229 in the draw, riding Stylish Bardot. Thank you very much, Carolyn McNabb. A score to hand for you, 21 in the camp, 61 for horsework and 4 for the course. For a round total of 86, 21, 61 and 4 for 86. Let's go down now to 230 in the draw. 230 will be Ben Tapp riding Bill. Ben will be followed by Kenny Perrett and 231 riding One More Brave. Jay Hall will ride Hall's Posh Rio in 232. Ty Blockland will ride Has Action Spider in 233. And William Chugg, you'll be 234. Riding Acres Muchacho. Okay, I believe 234 being William Chugg is a scratching. So Colleen Smith at 235, you will follow Ty Blockland in as 234 is out. Currently watching, however, making his way out of the cutout yard now is Ben Tapp riding Bill.
At 234 we got pull one out. 234 we pull one out. Full scratching. Judges will tell you which one to pull out. So at 234.
Thank you very much, Ben. A cutout score there, 14 and a half. A cutout score only, unfortunately, for Ben Tapp and Bill. Let's go to Kenny Perrett, the one and only Ken Perrett. One More Brave is the name of the horse Ken's riding here at draw 231. Kenny will be followed by Jay Hall riding Hall's Posh Rio in 232. Ty Blockland will ride in 233. 234 is a scratching. Colleen Smith will ride Stockhaven Topaz in 235. 236 will be Will Durkin riding Durkin's Jewel. And 237 will be Dean Jones riding Roxy. Outside right now we're watching Kenny Perrett riding One More Brave. Thank you very much, Ken Perrett. We'll have a score to hand for you in just a moment. Here it is, a 21 and a half in the camp, 62 for horsework and 4 for the course, for a round total of 87 and a half, 87.5. We move on down to 232 in the draw. Jay Hall, ladies and gentlemen. Jay's riding Hall's Posh Rio. Should be followed by Ty Blockland in 233. 234's a scratching, so we'll then look for Colleen Smith in 235. Of course, Will Durkin. You'll ride Durkin's Jewel in 236. Outside now for Jay. Riding Hall's Posh Rio. There we go, thanks very much, Jay. He scored a hand, a 16 for cutout, 62 and a half for horsework and 4 for the course for an 82 and a half, 16, 62 and a half and 4 for a round total of 82.5. 233 in the draw, Ty Blockland, you're up, sir. You're riding Has Action Spider. 234's a scratching. Colleen Smith will be next after Ty in 235. 236 will be Will. Dean Jones, you'll ride Roxy in 237. Mitchell Hoy, you'll ride Raunchy Lena in 238.
Just wait, judges will tell you which one. Who's scratching, mate?
Thank you, Ty. We'll have a cutout score there for you. 21 for cutout. Moving right along to 235 in the draw. Colleen Smith.
2.
From Bunera. In the Tansy district, I learnt today that it is called Bunera. So for 300 years I've been calling it Bunara, and it's Bunera. Bunera stock horses, Hewan and Colleen Smith, industry leaders. Colleen's riding Stockhaven Topaz at 235 in the draw. Of course, next up will be Will at 236, Dean at 237, Mitchell Hoy at 238, Ricky Hopkins at 239, Jack Davidson, you'll ride Megan at 240. Put your hands together, Juandah Plains, if you see something that you like. Colleen Smith went around the back and through the gate. 22 for cutout, 60 and a half for horsework and 4 for the course for a round total of 86 and a half. So 22, 60 and a half and 4 for 86 and a half. Here's a young man that's got a fair idea what's going on, Will Durkin. In the yard, riding Durkin's Jewel, they're 236 in the draw. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you're back at your truck, you can tune into all the action on 99.5 FM, 99.5 FM. As we said this morning, anybody under 25 or 30 years of age, if you don't know how to tune a radio in, just ask someone that's old. Mr. Consistency once again, Will Durkin riding Jewel. Durkin's Jewel, that is. 22, 64 and 4 for a 90, 22, 64 and 4 for a 9 and 0. Let's go to 237 in the draw. It'll be Dean Jones riding Roxy. 238 will be Mitchell Hoy riding Raunchy Lena. Rick Hopkins will ride Tiptoe and Cat in 239. And Jack Davidson, you'll ride Megan at 240. Give you some idea on where we're at. We're currently watching number 237. And a big welcome and hello to all our fans, all the Campraft fans and Juandah Plains fans out there in the live stream world. I couldn't tell you what the percentage of full round scores are, or of outside scores or full rounds are, but it's got to be as high as nearly anywhere else I've been this year. Got to be somewhere in the 80s. Thank you very much and well done. Dean Jones will have a score to hand for you in just a moment. Here's a camp score 21, horsework score 62, course score of 4, 21, 62 and 4 for a round total of 87 points. When you drive down the New England and turn left at Guyra and head to Dorrigo, I think that's how you get to this fella's place. It's Mitchell Hoy. He's joining us at number 238 in the draw, riding a Raunchy Lena. A fine young hand and an awful lot of fun too. Mitchell Hoy makes his way out onto the course proper now. Thank you very much. A score to hand for Mitchell Hoy, 16 and a half in the yard. 64 for horsework and 4 for the course for a round total, 84 and a half for Mitchell Hoy and Raunchy Lena. Rick Hopkins is who we're watching, riding Tiptoe and Cat. 239 in the draw. Hey, well done, Ricky Hopkins. Thank you very much for joining us again here at Willinga at Juandah for the year of 2024. A score on the board, old friend, at 22 and a half in the yard, 62 for horsework and 4 for the course, for a round total of 88 and a half. 88 and a half for Rick Hopkins and Tiptoe and Cat. We move down then to Jack Davidson riding Megan at 240. Regan O'Donnell, you'll ride Too Soon for Whiskey at 241. Wade Warrior will ride Meg at 242. Matt Moffatt will ride Juliet at 243. And Craig McNabb, you'll ride Phoenix at 244. Currently watching Jack Davidson in camp, riding Megan. Thank you very much, Jack Davidson and Megan. 17 for the cutout, 58 for horsework and 4 for the course. 17, 58 and 4 for a round total of 79 points. Regan O'Donnell, our New South Wales competitor, is where we're going right now. Regan is riding Too Soon for Whiskey. She's 241 in the draw. Will be followed by Wade in 242, Matt in 243, Craig in 244. Kurt Hanrahan, you'll ride Peptazina in 245. KA camp score there for Regan and Too Soon for Whiskey. A cutout score only 22, 2 and 2, 22 for the camp. Wade Warrior, you're up, sir, riding Meg. You're at 242 in the draw. We will be changing the cattle after 250. 243 will be Matthew Moffatt riding Duolette. Craig McNabb will ride Phoenix in 244. Curdy Hanrahan in 245, riding Peptazina. Wal Vivas will ride Nibarina Miss Menage in 246. Not a whole lot of joy outside there, unfortunately, for Wade. We'll get a cutout score there for you, sir. 16, mate. 1 and 6. Juliet. 243 in the draw with Matthew Moffatt is up next. They'll be followed by 244 with Craig McNabb. 45 will be Kurt Hanrahan. Wal Vivas in 46. Georgie Coombs, you'll ride Big House Scamp at 247. Daniel Imzirovic will ride Chevin Highlight in 248. Around the back and through we go. Hey, come on, Juandah Plains. If you see something you like, don't be afraid to put your hands together or hoot and holler. Matthew Moffatt it was with Duolette, a score to hand. 23 for cutout, 64 for horsework and 4 for the course. 91, I suspect a new leader. 91 for Matt Moffatt and Duolette. Let's go to 244, Craig McNabb. Riding Phoenix. Craig will be followed by Kurt Hanrahan in 245, Wal Vivas in 246, Georgie Coombs and Big House Scamp in 247, Daniel Imzirovic and Chevin Highlight. Please be ready. Thank you very much, Craig. A score to hand, 21 for the camp, 57 for horsework and 4 for the course. For a round total of 82, that's a 21, 57 and 4 for 82. Cody Hanrahan joins us next. Kurt's riding Peptazina, 245 on the draw. He'll be followed by 246 in Walvivas, riding Nibarina Miss Menage. Georgie Coombs will ride Big House Scamp at 247. Daniel, you'll ride Chevan Highlight in 248. Heath Shrimp will ride Bunda Imi in 249, and Louise Kamsky will ride LD Zahara in 250. We will then change the yard. But right now we're watching Kurt Hanrahan riding Peptazina, 245 in the draw. Okay, a score to hand for Kurt Hanrahan, 23 for the cutout, 61.5 for horsework and 4 for the course for 88.5, Kurt. 23, 61.5 and 4 for 88.5. Currently watching Walvivas riding Nibarina Miss Menage. Walvivas slides around the back and through they go. Riding Nibarina Miss Menage. We'll have a score on the board for you in just a moment, sir. 22 for camp, 55 for horsework and 3 for the course for a round total of 80 to 22, 55 and 3 for 8 and 0. Georgie Coombs, you're up next riding Big House Scamp, 247 in the draw. You'll be followed by Daniel Imzirovic, riding Chevan Highlight in 248. Heath Shrimp will ride Bunda Imi in 249. Louise Kamsky will ride LD Zahara in 250. Currently watching outside, Georgie Coombs at 247 in the draw. We will be changing the cattle. We'll be changing the camp at 250. And take this opportunity once again to thank our major partners, SJ8 Builders. Thank you very, very much for all your support here for 2024. A big thank you to also the Pump House and of course Scott McKechnie and McKechnie Earthmovers, the naming rights sponsors here of the Open this year. Let's get a score to hand for Georgie Coombs, 16.5 for cutout, 52.5 for horsework and 3 for the course for a round total of 72. It's a 16.5. 52.5 and 3 for 72. Daniel Imzirovic is who we're watching riding Chev and Highlight. Number 248 in camp. Not a whole lot of joy there, unfortunately, inside for Daniel and Highlight. They will leave the cutout yard with a no score. 2 more to go before we change the cattle. 249 will be Heath Shrimp riding Bunda Imi. 250 will be Louise Kamsky riding LD Sahara. Matthew Dunn, you'll ride Cedar Grove Kontiki in 251. 252 will be Bradley Kamsky riding Kowilla. Laura Kamsky will ride Woody in 253. 254 will be Jason Lindley riding Miss Peptolina. Brendan Fitzgerald, you'll be 255 riding Rosie's Tapped. Currently watching Heath Shrimp. It's our pleasure to have you here, Shrimpy. Here's a man that's not easy to hold down. Heath Shrimp riding Bunda Imi. Thank you very much, Heath Shrimp. We'll have a score to hand for you in just a moment. $22 for cutout, 55 for horsework and 3 for the course. 22, 55 and 3 for a round total of 80 points, 8-0. Next up is 250 in the draw, 250. We will be changing the camp at the completion of Louisa's run. So Louise Kamsky joins us. She's going to ride LD Sahara. Of course, starting off on the new camp will be Matthew Dunn at 2:51, riding Cedar Grove Contiki. Bradley Kamsky will ride Quilla at 2:52. Laura Kamsky will ride Woody at 2:53. 2:54 will be Jason Lindley riding Miss Pepto Lena. And 2:55 will be Brendan Fitzgerald riding Rosie's Tapped. Thank you very much, Louise Kamsky. A score to hand. Louis 22 for cutout, 63 for horsework, and 4 for the course for a round total of 89, a 22, 63, and 4 for 89. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to hand the microphone back over to Leslie Deneen, and we will change the cam. Thank you very much, Leslie.
We'll be underway again very, very shortly. Thank you, Sean. And we'll be underway with competitor 251, Matthew Dunn, Cedar Grove, Contiki. And we take this opportunity, while we're waiting, to thank our major partners, SJH Builders, McKechnie Earthmovers and the Pump House. And we are underway with competitor 251, Matthew Dunn, and Cedar Grove, Contiki. Very shortly he'll be leaving the camp, and entering the camp will be 252, Bradley Kamsky and Quilla. Standing by then 253, Laura Kamsky, 254, Jason Lindley, 255, Brendan Fitzgerald, 256, Tom Denson, and 257, Luke McEwen. We currently watch competitor 251, Matthew Dunn, Cedar Grove, Contiki. It's a total of 21 points for Matthew Dunn, Cedar Grove, Kentucky. Just take this opportunity again to thank Trader Wilson and Al Sullivan for accepting the opportunity to judge here at Willinga at Juandah Plains for 2024. Out on course, competitor 252, Bradley Kamsky and Quilla. 253 on camp, Laura Kamsky, standing by 254, Jason Lindley, 255, Brendan Fitzgerald, 256, Tom Denson, 257, Luke McEwen, 258, John Templeton, and 259, Morris Gray. If those competitors could please stand by. But we're currently watching competitor 252, Bradley Kamsky and Quilla. And a score for Bradley, cut out 22.5, course 3, horsework is a 59, so it's a total of 84.5 points for Bradley Kamsky and Quilla. Laura Kamsky riding Woody is our next competitor at 253. Laura has called for a gate. She's out on course riding Woody. Into the camp, 254, Jason Lindley, Miss Peptolina. At the gate, 255, Brendan Fitzgerald, Rosie's tapped. Then we'll have 256, Tom Denson, Le Lucas Oakley. Score for Laura Kamsky's Woody, cut out 21.5, horsework 64, course 4. That's an 89.5 points for Laura Kamsky and Woody. So if you've just logged on to the live stream, you're watching the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Campdraft. This is the first round, and this is what we will continue with for the entirety of today. For the entirety of the weekend, we will be drafting the Willinga Pastoral Co. cattle, and that will be every day this week. You won't have any other cattle owners other than the Willinga Pastoral Co. And out on course, we watch competitor 254, Jason Lindley and Miss Peptolina. Brendan's on camp at 255 with Rosie's tapped. We'll get him up. So we're just confirming score for competitor 254, Jason Lindley and Miss Peptolina, cut out 22.5, horsework 60 and 1/2. Course 4 for a total of 87. It's 87 points, and now we watch competitor 255, Brendan Fitzgerald with Rosie's Tapped. Standing by then 256, Tom Denson, 257, Luke McEwen, 258, John Templeton, 259, Morris Gray, 260, Harry Steiger, 261, Andrew Tovey, 262, Lexi Payne, 263, Rowan Marks. If those competitors could please stand by. Outside you're watching 255, Brendan Fitzgerald with Rosie's Tapped. So we have a score for Brendan Fitzgerald and Rosie's Tapped. Cut out 22, horsework 62, course 4 for an 88. It's 88 points for Brendan Fitzgerald and Rosie's Tapped. 256 will be next, Tom Denson with Leluca's Oakley. Then we'll have 257, Luke McEwen, 258, John Templeton, 259, Morris Gray, 260, Harry Steiger, 261, Andrew Tovey, 262, Lexi Payne, and 263 will be Rowan Marks. On course, competitor 256, Tom Denson and Leluca's Oakley. 57's on camp, Luke McEwen, Hillvale River Oaks, stand by 258, John Templeton. That was a 22 only there for Tom Denson and Leluca's Oakley. Calls for his gate and is on course. Competitor 257, Luke McEwen and Peelvale River Oak. 258 goes on camp, John Templeton with Willinga Wildcat. Then we'll have 259, Morris Gray, 260, Harry Steiger, 261, Andrew Tovey, 262, Lexi Payne, 263, Rowan Marks, and 264, Pete Kamsky. And that was a 15 there for Luke. And we go down now to 258, John Templeton, Willinga Wildcat. And we have a score of 21. 21 there for John Templeton and Willinga Wildcat. He was competitor 258. We go now to 259, Morris Gray and Cheeky Chick. Then we'll have 260, Harry Steiger, Hazelwood, Cold Chisel. 261, Andrew Tovey, Cats and Roses. 262, Lexi Payne's Little Twirl. 263, Rowan Marks, Turner Marks Linesman. 264, Pete Kamsky with Roy. 265, Harvey Wakeford's Talon, and 266 will be Danny Kogel with One Roan Hankey. You're watching competitor 259, Morris Gray and Cheeky Chick. 260s on camp, Harry Steiger. Standby 261, Andrew Turvey. Score for Morris Gray and Cheeky Chick, cut out 19, horsework 61, course 4 for an 84. It's an 84-point round for Morris Gray and Cheeky Chick. We move now to 260, Harry Steiger with Hazelwood Cold Chisel. Then we'll have 261, Andrew Turvey, Cats and Roses. 262, Lexi Payne's Little Twirl. And 263, Rowan Marks, Turner Marks Linesman. So we have a score for Harry Steiger and Hazelwood Cold Chisel, cut out 22, horsework 63, course 4 for an 89. 89 points for Harry Steiger and Hazelwood Cold Chisel. 261 now on camp, Andrew Turvey with Cats and Roses, standing by 262, Lexi Payne and Little Twirl. Out on course, competitor 261, Andrew Turvey with Cats and Roses. Score for Andrew Turvey and Cats and Roses, cut out 22, horsework 61.5, course 4 for an 87.5. 87.5 points for Andrew Turvey, Cats and Roses. Next competitor 262, Lexi Payne and Little Twirl, standbys 263, Rowan Marks, Turner Marks linesman, 264, Pete Kamsky's Roy, 265, Harvey Wakeford and Talon, 266, Danny Kogel's One Arone Hankey, 267, Kylie Graham's Metallic Moon, and 268 will be John Mulcahy and Stratton Just Rosie. And she's out on course, competitor 262, Lexi Payne's Little Twirl. Score for Lexi Payne and Little Twirl, cut out 22, horsework 60, course 3 for a total of 85. It's 85 points, Lexi Payne, Little Twirl. We now watch competitor 263, Rowan Marks, Turner Marks linesman. Standing by 264, Pete Kamsky and Roy. Score for Rowan Marks, Turner Marks linesman, cut out 22, horsework 63 and 1/2, course 4 for a total of 89 1/2, 89.5 points for Rowan Marks and Turner Marks linesman. Looking over his cattle is 264, Peter Kamsky riding Roy. Standing by 265, Harvey Wakeford, 266, Danny Kogel, 267, Kylie Graham, 268, John Mulcahy, 269, Ben Hall, 270, Jock Weston, 271 will be Rob Newton. And you're watching competitor 264, Pete Kamsky and Roy. We'll have a score come through shortly for Pete. And he has a cutout of 22.5, horsework 60, course 4 for a total of 86.5. It's 86.5 points there for Pete Kamsky and Roy. Looking over his cattle now is competitor 265, Harvey Wakeford with Talon, standing by 266, Danny Cogle, 267, Carly Graham, 268, John Mulcahy, 269, Ben Hall, 270, Jock Weston, 271, Rob Newton. If you could please stand by. We're currently watching competitor 265, Harvey Wakeford and Talon. Just take this opportunity to thank our event partners, Outstation Water, McKechnie Earthmoving, Power Energy, Dolwarton Angus, Pumps and Solar, Cree Santa Gertrudis, Roma Wire and Steel, Herefords Australia, Sufcon, Power Contracting, Glenelg Angus and the Anna Branch Santa Gertrudis. And that's a 16 there for Harvey Wakeford and Talon. Competitor 266, Danny Cogle, is checking out the cattle. He rides one roan hanky. We also take this opportunity to thank the partners, Scott's Haulage, Black Box Co, Injamira Herefords, Philmac, ECM Livestock, FB Drilling, Cobb Contracting, Lynn Barnes, Rodney Industries, Terry Standing, ADG Contracting, Samios Trading Post, Roma Sands, Dixie Holdings, Cobb Industry Solutions, Verbac, Tough Fences, Ollie Homes, Roma Concrete Products, Corbett's Group, Davey and LAWD. And he's out on course, competitor 266, Danny Cogle with one roan hanky. Carly Graham comes on camp at 267 with Metallic Moon. Standing by 268, John Mulcahy, 269, Ben Hall, 270, Jock Weston, 271, Rob Newton, 272, Colin Sylvester, 273, Lachlan Thompson. Please stand by. Still watching competitor 266, Danny Cogle, and one roan hanky. Score for Danny Cogle and one roan hanky. Cut out 22, horsework 59.5, course 4 for a total of 85 and 1/2. 85.5 points for Danny Cogle, one roan hanky. And she's cutting out at the moment, competitor 267, Carly Graham, Metallic Moon. She's out on course now into the camp. 268, John Mulcahy, Stratton Just Rosie. Standing by 269, Ben Hill and Jewel. Then we'll have 270, Jock Weston's Roxy. Score for Carly Graham and Metallic Moon, cut out 20, horsework 60.5, course 4 for a total of 84 and 1/2 points. 84.5 points for Carly Graham and Metallic Moon. And here he is out on course, John Mulcahy, Stratton Just Rosie, competitor 268. He's got a bit of pace on, heading for his second peg. Into the camp is 269, Ben Hill and Jewel. Standing by 270, Jock Weston's Roxy. And it was a cut of 22 there for John Mulcahy. Stratton, Guest Rosie. On course, 269, Ben Hill and Jewel. 270 on camp, Jock Weston. Then we'll have 271, Rob Newton. 272, Colin Sylvester. 273, Lachlan Thompson. 274, Steve Kamsky. 275, Kimberly Salmon. 276, David Reeder. So we'll just tidy up the furniture a bit before we continue on with our next competitor. That was 21 there for Ben Hill and Jewel, 21 only. And we're underway again, and this is competitor 270, Jock Weston and Roxy. We will see Jock Weston. He's one of our judges for this weekend. He's judging the Cobb Industry Solutions and Cobb Contracting Maiden for Maiden, along with Luke McEwen. And we'll give you a score for Jock and Roxy of cut out of 22.5, 22.5 points there for Jock. We watch competitor 271, Rob Newton, and OK Times. Standing by 271, Cole Sylvester, Gangman. 272 is Cole Sylvester, Gangman. 273, Lachlan Thompson, Good Camp, Glenda. And that was a 16.5 there for Rob Newton and OK Times. 272 is now on camp. That's Colin Sylvester and Gangman. Following Cole, we'll have 273, Lachlan Thompson. 274, Steve Kamsky. 275, Kimberly Salmon. 276, David Reader. 277, Emily Wallace. And he's out on course. New South Wales competitor, Colin Sylvester and Gangman. And he has a cutout score of 21. 21 there for Col. .273 is on course, Lachlan Thompson, Good Camp, Glenda. 274 goes on camp, Steve Kamsky, One Night Stand. Then we'll have 275, Kimberly Salmon. 276, David Reader. 277, Emily Wallace. Please stand by. Nice score there for Lachlan Thompson and Good Camp Glenda. Cut out 22, horsework 64, course 4 for a total of 90. It's a 90-point run from Lachlan Thompson, Good Camp Glenda. This is competitor 274, Steve Kamsky with One Night Stand. Standing by 275, Kimberly Salmon's Nelly. 276, David Reader's PSP. Out on course, competitor 274, Steve Kamsky, One Night Stand. 275 on camp, Kimberly Salmon, Nelly. Following Kimberly was 276, David Reader. 277, Emily Wallace. 278, Alan Heading. 279, Tony Meekins. 280, Troy Palmer. 281, Thomas Hinman. 282, Will Durkin. 283, Rick Hopkins. 284, Jarvis Weaver. Please stand by. Score for Steve Kamsky and One Night Stand, cut out 16 1/2, course 3 for, and horsework 58 1/2 for a total of 78 points. That's a 78 for Steve Kamsky and One Night Stand. We now watch competitor 275 at Kimberly Salmon with Nelly. And we take this opportunity to thank the supporters, Westlank Petroleum, Duncan Equine, Duanda Hotel Motel, Queensland Agricultural Seeds, Smithfield Feedlot, Farmbot, D&W Transport, Wandoan Post Office, Nutrien Wandoan, Topex Taroom, Taroom Welding Works, Optiway, Warana Herefords, HB Helicopters, Glenn Thomas Plumbing and Gas, Charlie Keegan Photography, Trevor Struber, Talbalba Herefords, Dangerfield Santa Gertrudis, Rural Property and Livestock, Taroom Vets, Cason Rural Contracting and Taroom Welding Works. They are our supporters for the entire week, so we thank them very much. And we currently watch competitor 275, Kimberly Salmon, riding Nelly. David Reader's on camp at 276, standby 277, Emily Wallace. Score for Kimberly, cut out 22, horsework 62.5, course 4 for an 88.5. 88.5 points for Kimberly Salmon's Nelly. Selecting his beast is competitor 276, David Rita, PSP. Standing by 277, Emily Wallace, 278, Alan Heading, 279, Tony Meekins. Particularly, I want to thank our event sponsors, McKechnie Earthmoving for sponsoring the Open Campdraft, SJH Builders, the Maiden Draft, Cobb Industry Solutions and Cobb Contracting, the Maiden for Maiden Campdraft, Glenelg and Dulverton Angus for the Ladies Draft, Pumps and Solar sponsors the Teams Draft, Power Energy, Power Contracting for the Restricted Open, Roma Wire and Steel, the Stallion Draft, and Anna Branch, Sedeca Trudis, who have sponsored the Novice Shootout. So a very big thank you to our event sponsors. And we watch now competitor 276, David Reeder, and we'll have a score for him very, very shortly. Cut out 22, horsework 63, course 4 for a total of 89. It's 89 points for David Reeder and PSP. .277 is on camp, Emily Wallace, Sassy Cat. At the gate, 278, Alan Headings, Macklemore. Standing by 279, Tony Meekins.
We just have one thing. We got it on.
Score for 277, Emily Wallace, Sassy Cat, cut out 21, horsework 58.5, course 3 for a total of 82.5. 82.5 points there for Emily Wallace and Sassy Cat. Next competitor 278, Alan Heading and Macklemore. And then we'll have 279, Tony Menkins with 5 acres. Score for Alan Heading and Macklemore, cut out 21, horsework 54, course 3 for a total of 78. 78 points for Alan Heading and Macklemore, competitor 278. We now watch competitor 279, Tony Menkins with 5 acres. Standing by 280, Troy Palmer, 281, Thomas Hinman, 282, Will Durkin, 283, Rick Hopkins, 284, Jarvis Weaver, 285, Morgan Marks, 286, Cameron Webster, and 287, Joe Marr. Score for Tony Menkins, cut out 22, horsework 61, course 4 for an 87. It's an 87-point run for Tony Menkins and 5 acres. Troy Palmer is on camp at 280, riding Binner Sniper. Then we'll have 281, Thomas Hinman, one-time Freckle, and 282, Will Durkin, Young Star Marnie's Glamour. Twenty-one only there for Troy Palmer and Binner Sniper. Competitor in camp at 281, Thomas Hinman, and one-time Freckle. Standing by 282, Will Durkin, 283, Rick Hopkins, 284, Jarvis Weaver, 285, Morgan Marks, 286, Cameron Webster, 287, Joe Marr. Score for Thomas Hinman and one-time Freckle, 21 and 1/2 points there for Thomas. We now watch competitor 282, Will Durkin, Young Star Marnie's Glamour. Standing by then 283, Rick Hopkins, Oaks, Spin and Dole, 284, Jarvis Weaver's Gunning Down. And a 22 there for Will Durkin and Young Stars Marnie's Glamour. 283 on camp, Rick Hopkins, Oaks, Spin and Dole. 284 will be Jarvis Weaver, 285 Morgan Marks, 286 Cameron Webster, 287 Joe Marr, 288 Tom Wallace. Score for Rick Hopkins and Oaks Spin and Dole, cut out 15 and 1/2 points for Rick Hopkins, Oaks Spin and Dole. Looking over his cattle is competitor 284, Jarvis Weaver, and gunning down, standing by 285, Morgan Marks. You're watching competitor 284, Jarvis Weaver, and gunning down. 285's on camp, Morgan Marks, Kerber. And that was competitor 284, Jarvis Weaver, gunning down. And he has a cutout of 21 and 1/2, horsework 61 and 1/2, course 4 for a total of 87. It's an 87-point run for Jarvis Weaver and gunning down. We now watch 285, Morgan Marks and Kerber. Standing by 286, Cameron Webster's Lucille, 287, Joe Mars Indigo, 288, Tom Wallace, Davero's What a Playboy, 289, Marie Duncombe's Starstruck Style, 290, Ben Hall, Tamaroo Jackson, 291, Joe Payne Spin Ray, 292, Wayne Deneen, Hazelwood Gunman, 293, Kimberly Salmon's Banshee Conai, 294, Penny McIntosh, Hazelwood Co-Pilot. If those competitors could please stand by. But we watch competitor 285, Morgan Marks and Kerber. Morgan Marks has a score of cutout 22 and 1/2, horsework 62 and 1/2, course 4 for a total of 89 points. 89 for Morgan Marks and Kerber. Now on camp, 286, Cameron Webster and Lucille. Following Cameron will be 287, Joe Mars Indigo, 288, Tom Wallace's Davero's What a Playboy, and 289, Marie Duncombe's Starstruck Style. Cameron Webster we watch with Lucille, competitor 286. Score for Cameron Webster and Lucille, cut out 22 and 1/2, horsework 59, course 4 for a total of 85 and 1/2 points for Cameron Webster and Lucille. Joe Marr is cutting out at present. He's competitor 287 with Indigo. He's out on course. In the camps, 288, Tom Wallace, Davero's What a Playboy, stand by. 289, Marie Duncombe, 290, Ben Hall, 291, Joe Payne, 292, Wayne Deneen, 293, Kimberly Salmon, 294, Penny McIntosh, 295, Bryony Putticombe, 296, Lauren Perrett, 297, Mark Buttsworth, 298, Jess Hoffman, and 299, Will Crosby. And we're still watching competitor 288, Tom Wallace, Davero's What a Playboy. Sorry if you're watching Joe Marr, Indigo, and we'll have a score shortly for Joe. Cut out 22, horsework 62, course 4 for an 88. It's 88 points, Joe Mar Indigo. Tom Wallace now is on camp with Davero's What a Playboy, competitor 288. At the gate is 289, Marie Duncombe, standing by 290, Ben Hall. Have a score shortly for Tom Wallace, Davero's What a Playboy. Cut out 13.5, horsework 54.5, course 4 for a total of 72. 72 for Tom Wallace, Davero's What a Playboy. Next competitor is 289, Marie Duncombe, Starstruck Style. Standing by 290, Ben Hall, 291, Joe Payne, 292, Wayne Deneen, 293, Kimberly Salmon, 294, Penny McIntosh, 295, Bryony Puttycombe, 296, Lauren Perrett, 297, Mark Buttsworth, 298, Jess Hoffman, 299, Will Crosby, and 300 will be Stuart Wallace. We watch Marie Duncombe and Starstruck Style out on course, competitor 289. Ben's on camp with Tamaroo Jackson at 290, stand by 291, Joe Payne. Cut out 20.5, horsework 61, course 4 for an 85.5 for Marie Duncombe and Starstruck Style. Ben Hall we watch with Tamaroo Jackson, competitor 290. Standing by 291, Joe Payne, Spin Ray. Then we'll have 292, Wayne Deneen, Hazelwood Gunman, 293, Kimberly Salmon, Banshee Coneye. So we take an opportunity to thank our area sponsors, Sufkin Civil and Mining Solutions for the arena. Hereford Australia is the sponsor of the marquee. Cree Santa Gertrudis, the cutout yard. Henry Earthmoving, our warm-up yard. Black Box Co. have sponsored the canteen. Outstation Water, the main bar, very important place. Samuel's Trading Post, the glamping area. The Pump House, Davy Pumps, Philmac Valves and Fittings, and Rodney Industries Irrigation, the live stream and the big screen. FB Drilling, the arena preparation. Dixie Holdings, the viewing hill. ADG Contracting, our entertainment. Rural Property and Livestock and Smithfield Feedlot for the Tom Strawn Memorial Bronze Trophy. So very big thank you to our area sponsors. And now we watch Mundubra competitor Joe Payne riding Spin Ray, his competitor 291. Following Joe will be 292 Wayne Deneen, Hazelwood Gunman, and 293 will be Kimberly Salmon and Banshee Coneye. Score for Joe Payne and Spin Ray, cut out 24, horsework 61.5, course 4 for a total of 89.5 points. That's an 89.5 point run for Joe Payne and Spin Ray. We now watch competitor 292, Wayne Deneen and Hazelwood Gunman. Standing by 293, Kimberly Salmon, 294, Penny McIntosh, 295, Bryony Puttycombe, 296, Lauren Perrett, 297, Mark Buttsworth, 298, Jess Hoffman, 299, Will Crosby. $22.22 for Wayne Deneen and Hazelwood Gunman. Next competitor 293, Kimberly Salmon and Banshee Coneye. And we'll have 294, Penny McIntosh, Hazelwood Co-Pilot. 295, Bryony Puttycombe and Tonga Chrome. 296, Lauren Perrett's Lament. 297, Mark Buttsworth, Nunda Southern Cross. Kimberly Salmon we watch with Banshee Conai, competitor 293. I'll have a score. Cut out 23, horsework 54, course 3 for a 79. It's a 79-point run for Kimberly Salmon and Banshee Conai. Penny McIntosh is on camp at 294, looking over her cattle. She rides Hazelwood co-pilot. Then we'll have 295, Bryony Puttycombe, Tonga Chrome, 296, Lauren Perrett, Lament, 297, Mark Buttsworth, Nonda Southern Cross, 298, Jess Hoffman, 299, Will Crosby, Duke. And on course, Penny McIntosh, Hazelwood co-pilot. Cut out 22, horsework 64.5, course 4 for a very healthy 90.5 points. 90.5 points. That's we've got a fair few just above that, and we've got one above that, have we? 91, I think, and then quite a number on 90.5. But congratulations there, Penny. You're up, well up in those top numbers with Hazelwood co-pilot. Okay, she's sharing that one. There's two on 90.5, so well done, Penny. Next competitor, 295, Bryony Puttycombe with Tonga Chrome. Standing by then, 296, Lauren Perrett, 297, Mark Buttsworth, 298, Jess Hoffman, 299, Will Crosby. Score for Bryony, cut out 23, horsework 60, course 3. Total of 86 points for Bryony Puttycombe and Tonga Chrome, or Toonga Chrome. Next competitor, 296, Lauren Perrett and Lament. And you're watching the McKechnie Earthmoving Open draft. The winner of this draft will be taking home a $50,000 cheque along with a gold ride tough buckle. They'll also receive the perpetual bronze trophy that's been handmade by Jay Hall. They'll receive a horse rug from Toowoomba Horse Warehouse, and also the Champion Choice Brow Bands garland from Champion Choice. And we have a cutout of 21 there for Lauren Perrett's Lament. Our next competitor will be 297, Mark Buttsworth, Nonda Southern Cross. Standing by 298, Jess Hoffman's Amorossi. So there's 419 horses to run to complete the first round of the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Campdraft, and we're currently at competitor 297, Mark Buttsworth, riding Nonda Southern Cross. Jess Hoffman will be on camp with Amorossi at 298, standby 299, Will Crosby, 300, Stuart Wallace. So that's a calculation, 121 horses left to run. And that was a camp score of 23, horsework 62.5, course 4 for a total of 89.5 points for Mark Buttsworth and Nonda Southern Cross. Jess Hoffman is now in camp with Amorossi, competitor 298. 299 standby Will Crosby. 299 Will Crosby. 300 Stuart Wallace. Course 298, Jess Hoffman, Amorossi. We'll have a score very shortly for Jess. Into the camps 299, Will Crosby, standby 300, Stuart Wallace 301, Matt Moffatt. $22 for cutout there for Jess Hoffman, Amorossi. $2.99 is out on course. Will Crosby with Duke. 300 on camp. Stuart Wallace, Catnap, standby 301. Matthew Moffatt 302. Jason Kamsky 303. Jackie Knudsen 304. Peter Knudsen 305. Ewan Smith 306. Jamie Gray 307. Bradley Kamsky 308. Samuel Phelps 309. Jay Hall 310. Luke Bennett and 311. Anna Hoy. And we watch Stuart Wallace and Catnap, competitor 300. We'll have a score for Stuart. Might need a coffee up here. That was Will Crosby and Duke. We'll have a cutout of 21, horsework 54, course 3. For a total of 78 points for Will Crosby and Duke. We now watch Stuart Wallace and Catnap, competitor 300. Standby 301, Matthew Moffatt 302, Jason Kamsky 303, Jackie Knudsen. $22 there for Stuart Wallace and Catnap.
Yeah, we've got to get there. We've got to get on there.
So I just do some arena preparation and then we will continue on with competitor 301, Matthew Moffatt, A Little Turbulence.
We are here at the 2024 Willinga Juandah Plains with Luke Bennett. Luke, you won the McKechnie Earthmoving Open Campdraft last year on Mulunga's Moonbeam. You have had a big 12 months since then. What has it been like since winning that prestigious draft?
Yeah, a lot of things have changed actually. Since then, yeah, I've started a new job managing property. And then like the confidence I got from winning that big draft, like led into Sydney Show, won the Sydney Show. And then, yeah, I haven't actually done a draft for quite a while. Since Sydney Show, I probably only rode him once, but took him to a local draft a couple of weeks ago. So, yeah, unfortunately, I was a bit keen today. I cooked the second peg and, yeah, cut it off, which was a proper rookie error. But anyway, yeah, it has been a big 12 months. A lot has happened, actually.